In just a couple of days, we're going from breaking records from the 1800s here in Lincoln to being under a blizzard warning by Wednesday morning. So giving you the heads up now, maybe in for a headache if you see and kind of experience some of those things when we see big temperature and weather swings like we are going to see throughout this week. We got up to 85 degrees in Lincoln. That was enough to break the old record of 84 degrees from 1894, and scattered 80s across southeast and southern Nebraska from yesterday. We'll come close to the 80s again today and the upper 70s. So another warm one before, yes, blizzard conditions are expected to bear down on us just beyond, I think, our morning show tomorrow. I think toward the end of it, we'll start to see some of that moving into eastern Nebraska. But temperatures right now for Tuesday are in the 30s and 40s, even still in the 50s. Looking at Beatrice at 51 degrees, but we're at 42 here in Lincoln, 36 degrees over in Grand Island and Holdridge, around 37 degrees in Thedford and Valentine. A little bit more wind in northeast Nebraska and north central Nebraska, around 15 to 20 miles per hour. But the rest of us are experiencing rather light winds. Enjoy that throughout the day today, as we have less of a breeze today because the winds will come roaring just as the snow is also moving in across the state. Mostly clear skies. Looking at satellite, maybe a cloud or two scattered about. That'll be the case for much of the day today. Mostly sunny, a rather nice Tuesday this gets going, and quite warm for southeast Nebraska. But look at the rain and snow. This will first start up in the panhandle this evening, and then we'll see, look at the rain quickly get eaten up in the snow as the cold air is moving in. I stop it here because I think just beyond midnight, from a window of about maybe even 2 to 4 a.m., we're going to see maybe a storm or two pulse up to be severe. I think mainly north of Lincoln during that time frame, but then you'll see the cold air. And the switch to snow should happen pretty quickly as we head towards 7, 8 a.m. The morning commute starting up. We've got the rain snow line right overhead, and then the heavy snow just beyond that, about to move in for the late morning hours through the early afternoon. 2 o'clock, still a good band of that overhead, and we could be looking at snowfall rates exceeding an inch per hour as some of the heaviest snow is getting going the late morning through the early afternoon. And then this is clearing out by Wednesday evening, but there still could be areas of blowing snow as we look at the winds here in just a second. But a marginal level 1 out of 5 risk for severe weather ahead of some of that snow. Mainly, I think, for those north of Lincoln through northeast Nebraska, with the main threat being up to an inch of hail in diameter. But we do now have an upgrade to the winter storm watch. We are under a blizzard warning from tonight through Wednesday evening for much of eastern Nebraska. Some of that may come to an end earlier in the afternoon for those in central Nebraska as the snow moves out of your area, but a sharp cutoff in snow amounts as you go south and east from Lincoln, and hence why there's a winter weather advisory for those south and east of us, and then a winter storm warning for those in pink from about Ainsworth toward North Platte and Hayes Center for a little less snow and not maybe quite meeting the blizzard criteria of seeing those high winds for at least 3 hours and the reduced visibilities for at least 3 hours. But here's a look at the snowfall forecast. You'll see Omaha, Lincoln, where I'm thinking 2 to 4 inches, but there is a broad area just to our north and west through the Tri-Cities and almost through almost all of south central Nebraska that they will see higher amounts of snow and even a little bit more up in northeast Nebraska. But these amounts don't matter all that much when you're talking about high winds and significant drifting possible as we go overnight tonight and throughout this event. There you see it. The winds are moving in right when that snow is starting to move in around the morning commute. By 7, 8 in the morning, we're talking about wind gusts on the order of 55 to 65 miles per hour for several hours well into the afternoon before maybe letting up by Wednesday night. So it is going to be quite the event. Travel is going to be very treacherous, if not impossible, for the day on Wednesday. And then beyond that, spring will start on Thursday. We'll get a little warmer and warm enough to see some rain chances. A small one on Friday, and then more rain possible by Sunday.